Okay, so call May 12th Conservation District Board meeting to order. So we need we have a determination of quorum, correct? We got John and Matt and I, so that's 3 for sure. Is Joy on?
Joy sent me an email, which it was kind of a maybe, so.
Okay, but Skeet's supposed to be, he's not showing up right now.
He's not showing up, but he might log back in.
Okay, so we have a quorum. Recognition of visitors.
I'm here.
We determine. Okay, so we need approval of
Do you need
agenda
to
and any
have my
requested
pretty face?
changes. Oh, yeah, there he is. Sideways.
So, like, we can go here, we can go here. Either or. Pioneer looks way better.
Yeah, we can't see you,
Yeah,
so.
it's better that way, I think.
Well,
So,
that's, I mean,
Any
don't think you wanna see
changes
this.
to?
It's lagging bad.
It's flagging. Forgive us if we have to like. If I was at my house, I'd be like Clint, so.
So if there's no changes, we need a motion to approve the agenda as it stands.
I got nothing.
I got nothing. I can't vote.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda the way it stands.
One of you got a second?
I second.
Oh, actually,
Oh.
I do have to add one.
We have an addition first.
Sorry. Employee,
To new business.
yeah.
Okay. With the noted change, you still,
Yes.
okay. So I think Skeet seconded that.
Yes, Skeet did second that.
Okay, so we have an agenda.
Yes,
Consent agenda. Do we want to approve the consent agenda, which is March meeting minutes, approval of March and April financials, approval of bills to be paid for March and April, and are the department reports?
I emailed Nia's out. I forgot to attach Chris's. That was my error, but I mainly wanted to have the meeting to discuss financials and a few other issues or things.
So are we gonna call for approval of consent agenda?
Yeah,
So then we don't need to go through any of these, correct?
correct.
Okay. So A, B, and C, and then we'll go through the department reports. Is that your plan? Well,
Well, A
manager's
through
report
D.
would,
Yeah, sure.
so A through C on consent agenda. Do we have
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda A through C.
so Matt, motion to approve the consent agenda A through C. We need a second on that. I don't know if I can do that.
I will second A through C.
Okay.
Okay. So then we are on to department reports, which I think are in here. We can-
Nope.
No, they're not?
No, with COVID, I
don't see
haven't
it.
had people
Okay,
in the office. There's nothing on whether or not they're gonna replace Dave Leonard.
they They haven't,
They haven't even posted the position,
okay.
nothing.
I had heard that they were working on replacing him, but. he
Well-
hasn't- They're,
COVID puts a
right.
monkey
and
wrench in it.
They do have, the fella from Standish.
Yup, he went out to my farm because we were looking into equip funding and he's covering
He's
Claire.
covering it.
Yup, and he's right now spread thin with everything else.
So MEP, what is, do you know
I haven't
what's
heard
going on there?
anything from Alex. I did meet with Alex and he's been busy working on tree sale like everyone else.
Okay,
Soil erosion, I forgot to put her
it's not
report.
in this.
She got 100, in April, it was $710. I invoiced the county for that.
March was like 14,
Mm-hmm.
so those have been invoiced,
Yup.
not paid. April's not been paid yet then?
I think it was just paid.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I'm still in a whirl.
yep, and Gypsy Moth, I see we had gotten, payment.
Yup, we've gotten a payment on that. I just checked egg masses at Cody Beamers
Okay,
and they're not hatching yet. So
Okay.
we're looking at spring, probably anywhere between May 26th and June 12th. It's kind of a, you know,
Memorial Day weekend,
after. That would be awful.
26,
Somebody barbecuing and somebody
Yeah.
flies over.
Right.
Oops.
right. So Gypsy Moth is under control though?
For the most part, I expect a whole lot of more calls this year because everybody's stay-at-home order, and they're gonna be noticing the caterpillars more.
Okay.
So when
Maybe
that
we'll get better
happens,
Data,
pardon?
maybe we'll receive better data.
Yeah,
So,
when the callers start calling in, I'm probably gonna talk to Jesse, and if it's okay, stop forwarding calls to my cell phone. Cause they will call all times of the night, morning, no.
But I'm just saying, if more people
Yeah,
see and they know what, because you've
Mhm.
been educating people,
yep,
you may have better data going forward.
yep.
But I know that the funds are running out too. but-
Yeah, and people are calling or are already starting to email us, and for funding, they weren't being sprayed, and of course, you know, we have that every year.
Okay, so guess we can go on to Forrester and you have any?
I just forwarded what she sent me today in your emails, basically. She's done a few awesome webinars,
Okay.
which has been pretty good. One was how toilet paper was made. She's updating her GIS database. I've seen she has a high-speed internet connection. I'm having her do the website work.
Okay.
And she's doing site visits without landowners.
Okay,
And
okay,
she is also considered essential, so she can do site visits as long as she uses social distancing or a lot of people are doing it without the person there. A lot of creative ways of connecting before and after site visit. So we're
Okay.
encouraging, as much as possible, we're encouraging the grant staff to get out there if you continue to pay them, because I don't know if you guys have seen Dana Nussel saying like she's gonna really be investigating how people are using their state funds. We don't know if that means anything. It could mean that,
Attorney General.
oh,
yeah, that she's going to be looking into, like if you're saying your employees working and you're using state funds, making sure that they actually were working during that time. So I've already
Yeah.
talked to Melissa about making sure you're really recording what work's happening. So hopefully it won't pass down to districts, but you never know. We'd rather have you be documenting well, and that way we're all set if
Yeah.
that comes up.
Okay. So Cedar River watershed, nothing?
Nothing I've heard.
Okay. So then I guess we're on to you.
So basically, we had a successful tree sale. I had a couple of people actually now interested in board positions or volunteering, so that's always good. We're up in tree sale. What happened is people started canceling their tree sales, other districts, or postponing them, and they flooded to us. And I was able to get the trees. So other than that, we're smooth sailing. I probably won't slow down to until the end of Gypsy Moth, and then I keep saying I'm going to take a vacation, but that'll be after Gypsy Moth.
Okay. That do it for you, or?
Yeah.
So then we have.
So
old
Melissa,
business.
how much higher was tree sale this year than last year?
I sent you guys a profit and loss sheet a while back. I haven't really looked at it. It was not included in your packets, but let me just check real quick. I'm still waiting on a couple of invoices from Aranac because they ordered from AM Leonard and we borrowed some trees from them.
But I mean, just ballpark. You don't have to have the exact number.
So I'd say we're about $1,500 or $1,500 above last year, considering that we had an outbreak and people were still calling us wondering if we were still having it. That's pretty good.
So last year, what was our gross or our net profit?
I'm in the middle of looking up, like I said, numbers right now.
Seemed like it was around 6,000 or something, or is that?
Yeah, well, we had a couple other fruit trees were increased, and we're the highest district around for fruit trees.
Okay,
So I couldn't really raise prices, so that really kind of took a little bit of a hit. Last year, holy cow, I don't know if that's right. Wow, we're doing better than we thought. Last year we grossed around $4,867. So roughly around.
netted,
Pardon?
netted.
Oh, that's gross. Netted we did around 13,000.
No. Gross would be 13.
Yeah.
Net
Net.
is what you got.
Okay, sorry. Net would be around 5,000. This year we're at 75.
So 2,500 up.
Yeah, like I
Profit-wise.
said, we've got a few invoices that might be around 1,000, so 6,000, I'm guessing, which isn't bad.
An increase,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So there was something else you were wanting to go over or not?
Well, the new business items.
Oh, I missed those. I did. Sorry about that. So I skipped right over it. Sorry. Direct deposit for employees.
Can we please consider this? As much as I like driving to Claire,
Well, I guess,
Get it back in Harrison.
Okay, I can't understand John.
Say it again, John.
He just said move the bank back to,
Oh, I said get a bank in
Harrison,
Harrison.
Oh, yeah. Right. There you go.
I will say
Well,
most
I
districts
I
have went
understand
to
it.
direct deposit.
Our farm milk check is direct deposit and has been for years. And it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. I guess, when it's a paycheck, I don't think there needs to be some sort of check and balance because who authorizes that? I mean,
I pay it and then you
Who
guys
does it
don't
at the county?
sign it. What?
I'm sorry, again, Skeet?
Who does it at the county? Because I'm pretty sure the county employees have direct deposit.
Yes, they do. We have a county employee if he would like to speak, or
Our payroll department takes care of all of our direct deposit for us.
so, yeah, you have a department that oversees payroll and then.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is a small organization and.
my questions would be for Christy, how does other districts do it?
A lot of them do direct deposit, even though they're small. It just depends on your bank. And I know we never switched because of the cost. There was, because we had so few employees that at that time there was a big charge to do it. But now I think it's, there's so much electronic banking. I don't think you have the fees like you did, 10 years ago ish.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say
Have
a
you
good
investigated?
portion of
Yeah,
our districts are doing.
Investigated a few times. And we already pay for the enhanced payroll subscription through QuickBooks, so we're paying for it already. It's
Okay.
just clicking a box and entering the
Check.
Oh.
routing numbers
Okay.
of their bank accounts.
But
So
they
you
do
don't have
charge
to
you
do anything at the
$2 to
bank.
check to do that.
No, they don't charge us on a check basis because again, we pay the enhanced payroll subscription, and I've talked to other districts and they've done the same thing. Like they just run it
So you're
through
telling me it
QuickBooks
will be
and
free?
QuickBooks take care of it or something.
Quick.
Yes.
John, are
because we
you
already
saying
the
pay
QuickBooks
bank
is the one
may
that
have a
charges the-
fee?
subscription, so it'd be the standard.
Not the bank, the account
Oh, I
account,
didn't know the bank.
thing that we work with. It's $2 a check, I believe.
No, it won't.
If it doesn't cost anything, I don't see a problem.
So we would need a motion
Yeah,
to go forward and approve that.
I'll make a motion to look into changing our payables over to direct deposit.
I'll second it.
okay, to look into,
Well, so you
not,
just want to look into it or to move forward approving it?
Well, do
How
we
many,
want to know if there's any charges first, or? I
Yeah,
don't think
we
there
do.
will be, but
So that was,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wanted right,
Yeah.
but I just wanted clarification to,
and How many employees are we writing checks to? Oh,
3.
3.
Three, basically.
So we're talking $12 a
It
month.
would be 100.
If there were,
If there is a
Yeah,
cost.
looks like $156 a year for 26 pay periods and 3 employees. If it was $2 an employee. So I mean, not outrageous amount.
But I
of
would
money.
be surprised that. Actually, I'll change my motion. I make the motion to go forward with direct deposit for our employees.
Think of it, you're spending me or paying me $19 approximately to run checks to Joy every other week. So
Yeah.
true.
No, that's why I
Yeah,
just changed my
I'll
motion.
second Skeet's motion. Yeah, I'll second his changed motion to amended motion to go ahead with direct deposit if it is $2 a check.
Even if, yeah.
Even if it is, that cost is minimal compared to what we're paying Melissa now.
Or she could be productive in the office.
Right.
or out of the office, I'm
Right,
avoiding
true,
it, but
whichever.
you know.
Right. So we have a motion.
Would she
on
still be
the
driving
floor,
down there for other reasons?
And the motion is,
Just once a month instead of every other, I do bills once a month instead of every other, I'd be going down once a month, not twice a month.
Okay,
And with the
and
mail
how about
system being
mileage
delayed, I'm really
Reimbursement
worried.
checks.
They will be mailed out.
okay. Just payroll.
You should do that monthly. I mean, well, maybe do you guys do it every pay period? We usually did ours monthly, so that and then that way
Yeah,
they were
I'm
in
gonna
alignment
switch
with
it
the
to
board meeting.
monthly.
Right. Good point. So any more discussion on the motion? If not, I'll call for a vote. Raise your hand. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 We got Skeet.
No, you have
Okay.
to do a
Motion
roll call vote. I forgot. You're supposed to do a
roll
roll
call vote?
call vote for.
Okay.
Yes, that I'm so sorry. I didn't think of that earlier. But Melissa, I think you
Okay.
could just account for that roll call vote.
Well,
The
we've seen
recording
Skeet
should show
waving, and we've seen
everyone
John
voting.
shaking his head, and
Yeah.
those opposed. Motion carried. So,
Okay, the burner phone is off the table. I need a
Okay.
new printer because I broke mine. Sorry.
so we're striking the burner phone for the,
Yeah, and I don't think we have to vote on a printer because I'm not gonna pay over $200 for a printer.
okay, so just get one. Natural resource assessment.
Okay, that can wait a little bit because Scott or John Kennedy wanted a quick meeting. Basically, we're gonna have to start thinking about doing a 5-year plan. Which is something, I guess Joy is on, but we can't hear her.
Oh,
Oh yeah, she's muted.
I think she is.
You want me to unmute her? There's a key press that you can unmute yourself, but I can probably unmute her from here if you want.
I just said you are muted. I'm trying to mute her on your end, if you can.
There she goes.
All right, she's unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Can you give us a test?
Okay, she called in. Yes.
That's funny. Everyone's
We've been
shaking
doing
their
okay
heads.
so far? So the natural resource assessment business plan / business plan
We can
is
table that.
tabled.
Yeah.
So D, amend appropriation act for a line item, the tree sale as a line item.
Yeah, basically, to simplify it, crap, I didn't put it in your reports. We exceeded what I thought we would bring in income wise, and we exceeded what I put in the expense line.
Okay,
So all you have to do is, approve as proposed.
does it, we need a motion to approve this.
Motion to approve.
The amended budget, the proposed amended budget.
And that's gonna include the tree sale numbers then?
Yeah.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the amended budget with the new tree sale and, dollar amount in it, or income.
Okay, so we have a motion. We need a second.
Joy, you're here now.
Ah,
Can you hear me?
Maybe.
Is Joy there?
Hello?
Yes, we can.
I'll take your spot.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
I'll second it on text.
Okay. So we have a.
Can you hear me?
Motion. Any discussion?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
She can't
here
hear
and there, you're like me, so.
Causing a delay in it.
Does this have to be done tonight when we don't have the figures put into the
Hey, the-
motion?
No, we can table it, I believe. It's not ideal, but we can.
Right, but if we don't have the
Yeah.
numbers,
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
even
we'll
messed-
table it.
Yeah. You want to have the numbers.
Hold on, one moment. Head in the pocket, might have not hit everyone. Okay, we'll just table it.
Okay, so that motion is tabled until we get the,
The final numbers.
Yeah, well, numbers are here but you
Yes.
must not have came through everybody's email.
okay,
So I'll resend it out in another email so everyone has it in front of them.
so then we would be on to E, which is,
Employee. So we have a couple of different things. I was requested by an employee that cannot work due to childcare that she wants to file for underemployment. I've talked to the HR consultant for Chris Hines for MACD, or is it MACD. And she
MACD.
said she does not qualify. MACD, okay. She does not qualify for underemployment. Hold on, sorry, got another text. from probably Joy. I wish I could talk right now, is what Joy said. But anyways,
She can. We can hear her.
Can you hear me?
Is she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So,
Oh, okay. I mean, oops. Okay. So,
do you want to say anything?
Melissa, did you look further into the underemployment? Like, because didn't she say that she had somebody that had a way around something?
Yeah, I looked further into it, and Christy and I have been looking into it actually together. And unless the child has COVID, she does not qualify.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too, because she's
No, that's
part-time,
not
so
true.
it's not
For
like
her
she
to
was,
get,
it's not like she was full-time and then got bumped down to
No.
part-time.
Well, no, it
Oh,
can be on
part-time position.
it can be because she can't find childcare. But she hasn't proven that, I don't think, has she proven to you that she can't find childcare? Well,
Not
no,
that I'm
she
aware
has
of.
not. I haven't had any documentation other than her word.
and
yeah, it's hard. I know
Chris,
the way Chris was telling us that the way that one's a harder sell.
Yes.
Is
Okay,
that
let me
there's
interrupt. Chris Hines is MACD person. Chris Hines. Christine
right,
is our employee. Okay.
right. That,
and then you have Chris D.
that's what I was referring
Just to throw you.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris Hines we'll call her Hines, 57. She is the HR rep for MACD now, and she retired from MSU. She used to be the head of their HR department. And she said this morning that it would be challenging. I mean, she could fight you down the road if she wanted to, but it would be challenging for her given her current childcare, like who does her childcare, to prove that there wasn't any childcare available for her. And because she is an essential worker and there is work to be done, that makes it a little more challenging for her to use that claim. But we don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, she's asking for underemployment. She's not asking for the emergency FMLA, correct? Has she ever claimed
Correct.
that? That's where it gets complicated. Because you
To
would
my
be
knowledge, she
required
has
by
not
law.
claimed
Okay. Because underemployment is a whole different, different thing than using the term emergency FMLA. Has different connotations to it. Then it
So,
sounded like,
So I
It's-
just wanted to give the board.
I don't think you can pick it. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I just had a question. So have you asked her to validate that she can't get childcare?
I have not asked her because, again, I'm still negotiating this part of the HR. I don't know what I can ask and what I can't ask for. So,
Well, I'm pretty
I
sure.
did grant her the emergent,
I mean, why can't you ask for that?
okay.
I don't know. I don't know any reason why you can't.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Chris, do you have
So-
any input there?
I think the other thing is you can't pick and choose. So like you either you're going to do emergency FMLA and take this time off, or you're going to be working. You can't kind of play in between, which is kind of the impression I'm getting is that I want to use this time when I can't find childcare. It's either one or the other. You're either off or you're working. Is at least what I've been reading. I didn't see where you could
And
say,
we
"Oh,
can't-
today I can't find childcare."
Right. So on that subject of soil erosion is, I mean, because construction hasn't been happening, but
Oh,
now
it has.
now it's opening up more. But-
Yeah,
So is there a lot of permits that are not addressed?
there are a lot of permits coming in, and as far as addressing, they've been emailing her. I've gotten a couple of contractors notifying me that they've emailed her and things are not going fast or questions are not being answered. My suggestion is we have 2 advocates from the board and possibly myself sit down with her and have a meeting so everything is laying on the table and we can get some answers because, you know,
Well, yeah. You know,
If, I guess number one, yeah, we need to find out what avenues we do have, number one, to help her if we can help her.
right.
And then secondly, we need to make sure that we're getting the permits processed in a timely fashion, one way or the other.
That, and so, I mean, if we need an alternative, do we have the,
I'm working with Aranac. Dawn Kergot, she's an administrator from Aranac. She would be a second. And
for,
soil erosion.
to do permitting or?
Yeah. She would need another board
So-
member and they'd go together and he could do the second part. Go ahead, Chrissy.
No, you're fine. Keep it going because this will go back. I want to speak about the underemployment benefit. So go ahead and finish that part.
Okay.
Well, I just,
We can't
I
really
want-
lay her off, you know?
pardon?
We can't
No.
lay her off.
So
Well,
I
and
got a
technically, she can't claim underemployment. So you can only claim underemployment if you guys were underemploying her. It says here, it can be at the worker's request. And you're not requesting her to reduce her hours, are you? I mean, she has permits and
No.
work to be completed, correct? She doesn't have any
Correct.
permits or work to be completed?
She
So you just
does
said
have
that a whole bunch of
and work
permits
to be
came
completed.
in. Okay, so she does have
Yes,
work to be
she does
completed.
have.
There isn't
there
any
is-
reason.
There is work to be performed.
Yes. And she is
Yeah.
doing site visits, like she texted me today that she's doing site visits. So I think she just wanted, I can't say, but,
So Bob, I think you have a good point, or it might have been Clint. I don't know which one of you said this. So the sitting down with her and saying, what do you mean by this? Because by definition, you don't qualify for underemployment, but what is it that you need help with? Do you need help with a modified schedule? Because childcare, that's one thing. You know, what is it that you're actually asking for? Because that, by definition, I don't think she would qualify for that underemployment.
I have told her she can take home Nia's printer because of printing, and we would reimburse her for a book of stamps so that she doesn't even have to come into the courthouse, because that's another one of her requests, is she doesn't want to be in the courthouse because of COVID-19.
Right, for exposure.
Yes.
Got that.
So
John?
going back to what Matt was saying in regards to
Yep.
some of these permits not being, I don't know, looked into, or our last meeting, didn't we have a conversation on if like one of the board members could, you know, get certified or
Yeah.
no
We-
to do this?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about that, yes.
Is that
Um,
an option? Is it not?
Well, and so that,
Christy was looking into it.
So, yeah,
And
and
there-
you know what? Some things have happened since then, and I think you should be able to do it. There isn't clear language about it, but I think you probably can. We've had a couple situations because of COVID come up that board members are you know, they're able to step in, and my supervisor seems to have the opinion that it should be okay. So
So what does that consist of, Chrissy, to get certified? Certified,
It's a
I don't know,
two-part-
license.
it's two-part test through Eagle. The problem is, I think, Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I just read somewhere that they're not testing right now for, I mean, they're not conducting
doing
tests.
anything.
So
Yeah.
that would be like in this current moment, you wouldn't probably be able to get certified, but.
Well, I guess
basically, I
at
think
the
you
board,
go
we
to
need to look
Cadillac.
into if we want to do that or not.
well, I think it would be good to have a backup person. And, you know, I don't know, what about Renee? Is that
She
any,
was gonna be back up until recently when she was off due to COVID, and she was more than willing to help us then. But then she got back to her other employment, and she's working over 50 hours a week, and she doesn't
So-
have time.
what about seeking, some other, if somebody's gonna be, I know a board member would be, I mean, it's more duties. And I don't know if you're allowed to compensate the board member.
Yeah, I think you could.
Okay, well, I didn't know if that would be a
Well,
conflict.
they would do a 1099 and would be under a contractor, correct? Or-
You could do, I mean, I know my district directors were actually written up as employees because we paid them for attending meetings. And so they were done through payroll. You should be able to do it. The main thing that we discussed recently as a team is that if you choose to go that route, you need to sign a conflict of interest. You have to have some kind of conflict of interest statement. So whoever's going to do it is not going to be involved in making decisions around soil erosion if they get paid to do some of that
Gotcha.
work.
Right. So, if there were a candidate that was willing to get tested and be a part-time fill-in,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that something that you think we should
Yes.
pursue? Because I ask it because I know a gentleman in our township who is just, he's 60-something and always looking for not full-time work, just fill-in work. So, I mean, I know this is kind of off the subject of, as far as the underemployment thing, but it relates to this position
Mm-hmm.
and to fulfill keeping
The program in the
the
district.
permits issued and the site visits done. So I'm just throwing it out there. I know an individual who would be interested.
Do you think he can pass like an exam or?
Think he could, but I mean,
Because
if you
our-
can't take it right now, then it's a moot point. currently,
I
but-
definitely think that that's probably maybe a better idea than a board member, just
Well,
for the reason being, if we can't vote on stuff, sometimes there's barely enough here to vote, from what I'm
Yeah.
seeing. If one of those if one of those board members is also certified to do this, and that person's at the meeting, now that person can't vote, and we got to table something for another month.
True.
I think it would be in our best interest to possibly pursue an outside person like you're talking about.
I agree.
I think you could
It-
look at this in two ways right now. I think you have like an immediate situation, and then you have within 6 months situation that you want to get rectified, which is like, so if Dawn from Aranac and her director, who are already currently certified, could fill in at least until you got someone, that might help you temporarily. I mean, that's the way I would look at it.
Is there any way we can find out how many are like, kind of lagging or no?
It's kind of difficult because a lot of them, email permits to her, and I,
You don't see those.
I don't see those that are emailed to her. And then I see checks when they come in the mail, but that could mean anything.
Okay.
And I do not have
Okay.
access, it's kind of, I do get feedback when I seem to get some people that will respond to me that saying, hey, I submitted this permit 4 weeks ago. Sometimes even the contractors are lying to push their permits ahead,
Right.
Is there any way for future meetings? Because Chris was only at, I think, the first meeting that I've been at. Is there any way for future meetings that a few days before she can give us a report of these are the
Yeah.
open
Oh,
permits?
true. Yeah.
You know,
That hasn't been happening.
No.
that would be
She's
that would be
just
useful
getting-
for us.
She's been just giving me
I think that would be very useful.
because she's just been giving me the stuff. She was doing a huge packet, and then she said, well, the board members said something to the effect of, why am I giving them all this information? And I go, okay.
Is that in the minutes?
Somehow,
didn't
I
see it
don't-
in the minutes.
somehow, Melissa,
I don't think I ever heard
you
that,
have-
ever.
and I think somehow, Melissa, you have to find a way to hold her accountable, whether it's, I don't know, you can check in with Claire IT to see if there's a way to have an email that's not attached to a person, like a soil erosion email that you can see what permits are coming and going. But somehow you have to be able to hold her
Yeah.
accountable.
Jesse from IT said yes, he can do that.
Okay. Because otherwise, how do you know that the work gets done? And that's kind of important right now.
She does. Yeah, she has emailed me the permits that she does do. But again, it's kind of hard to track, you know.
But you don't know the permits she has received.
Correct.
The only
I thought,
acted on permit, you know.
Okay, Bob, I think is raising his hand or
No, I was just
somebody.
taking myself off mute. Sorry. But she does have a spreadsheet.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty easy for her because she has a spreadsheet that she could just
Yeah.
send every month. So it's not a challenge. I mean, she used to do it every month, you know, a year ago. So
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'll make a
we
note.
made it, we need to remind her that she needs to have a more detailed report.
I feel like every single one of them provides a report. She should be providing a report too.
So,
I guess back to what originally put us on this topic. How can we help her? What do we need to do as a board to help her
well,
fulfill her job? Is there anything that we can do as a board to help her fulfill her job?
and did you say, you know, we should maybe?
Well,
I suggest that we have 2 board representatives, like a board member and maybe Bob and myself, sit down and have a face-to-face meeting, or, sorry, Joy, for putting you on the spot, maybe Clint wants to take this on. But having a face-to-face meeting where we lay out everything and say, how can we help you? And see where we can, and then we can ask in person for the detailed, you know, follow up with an email, and then, you know, open up ways of communication.
I mean, I understand that COVID has been difficult for a lot of people. My job, for example, I mean, we're swamped. I mean, I don't know which way's up right now. And, you know, so, you know, there's ways to get stuff done. I mean, right now, if we figured out how to get it done, anybody can figure out how to get it done. I think that if we help give her some directive, maybe she can figure, you know, we can get it figured out. So.
Plan to,
well, just in, you know, today's technology world, I don't know how the county deals with like Google Sheets and the Google aspect of Google Apps, where you can share all of this information, and you know, it can be live on documents, and we can help along the way. Not every, I don't know, every month.
Right, I agree. You know, that way it doesn't.
We shouldn't have to be bogged down to every board meeting, you know, waiting, and then we don't get something, where we could have an ongoing document, asking questions, you know, sharing information in regards to some of these reports. And if she's swamped, we can be proactive and get somebody in there and get some of these cleared up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So what do you, how do
I,
you do that? I'm not a techie person.
MACD has access to Google Docs.
Okay.
It's what we do to track, like if we have an event, sign up, pre-sale, something
Mhm.
like that. We use it,
You're
so
familiar with it, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a big issue to,
I mean,
Something like
literally
this.
all of your emails. I mean, if you have a Gmail account, you can be linked to any of these documents. It's
even
pretty
if you
easy.
don't have a Gmail, you can be linked.
okay.
And
Yeah. Yep.
As far as any sort of recommendation that we would give from county IT, Google is gonna be your lowest cost collaboration option. You can edit the spreadsheet or a document at the same time as somebody, seamlessly share it between people. And even if you don't have a corporate account, if you just sign up with a personal account, it's free to create an account. So it's probably your lowest cost, easiest way to collaborate with people remotely.
Is there any issue with the information that she might have in a permit being on Google Drive? Do you know? I mean, would she have to limit some of that information?
Well, she could have a spreadsheet with probably their name, permit number, and maybe cost of permit, but we wouldn't want people's physical addresses being on that because that's FOIA-able and that
Well, and
could-
I mean, really, all we need on there is, you know, whether it's a name or not, just permit number. We really don't care what
That's what I'm
the name
thinking.
is. But
Yeah,
if there's 40 permits out there that's open, maybe we need to do
Right.
something about it. If there's 2 open and 30 closed, we don't need to do anything about it. So really,
Exactly.
it's looking at how many are open, a permit number, and we can ask questions in regards to a permit number that's been open for, I don't know, 8 weeks. Why has this one not been closed out? Is there a problem? Do we need to get somebody on it? Whatever it is, I don't need to know that somebody name or an address, or that's not what I would need to find out, I don't think.
No, I would agree.
Mhm.
Just a permit number and the
Yeah.
date it was issued, the, you know,
date
status.
it was issued, date of site visit, date of completion. You know, probably don't even need site visit, just if it's open and
status,
closed. Yeah.
Where it's at, you know, if
Yeah.
it's,
And like Skeet said, you know, if there's a pile of them, why? Or, you know,
Right,
no,
that would-
everything's
yeah.
caught up. It's a null topic. So,
Well, and having the date that it was open would be
So-
good too. Like, when did it start? And when did it close?
Yeah.
Right? Then
Well-
you can get a good idea of how long these are
Yeah.
taking to be closed out.
no, I definitely think that that would be important information on the spreadsheet. That way, you know, at some point, if I'm afraid if we continue down the road that we're currently going, we're gonna wind up having people with permits that could be sitting open and nothing being done on them for 6, 7, 8 weeks, and that's gonna start causing some major issues.
I mean, I can easily make up a dummy document to, you know, send in an email to everybody to view and see if you guys like it, dislike it, whatever. Doesn't matter. Or we can have her take the lead on it and do it.
well, I guess,
Skeet, I would like to see you do it for now.
get us,
That way we have the information that we want in there, not the information that she wants to put in there.
I think that's,
10-4, I
I
can make
agree.
that happen.
okay, so,
Everybody on board with that?
John doesn't say anything back there.
Yeah, I just think she
John,
has
are
all,
you-
I mean, I was just gonna say, I think she has that information all on a spreadsheet. So for her, it's just gonna be copying, pasting it to whatever spreadsheet we want it on. So, because we don't want to have the whole spreadsheet. So,
No.
Ski, could you also, I have a work log of, so, you know, if you do 2 tabs, I can include what I've been working on. You know,
Yep. I can easily do that.
Okay. Okay, so back to the underemployment issue, do we have volunteers board members to meet with Christine? And I think Melissa, you, and who else did you say? Just her
I
and,
was just
her and
throwing
you and a
out.
couple board members to
yeah,
see if we can find out what her issues are, what we can do to help, and how we can move this forward, I guess, so that.
Yeah.
And I would pick on Bob as a you know, sit in
Mediator.
ears, yeah.
no, I'm happy to do that. So that's not a problem.
So
I can't hardly volunteer to do that right now.
I can't either, but.
I might be able to
John?
soon enough.
What are we volunteering for?
To meet with Christine to see what the issues are and what we could do to help, what she's up against, so we have a better understanding, I guess,
Joy,
both her and us.
yeah. Joy, are you
I'm all
on?
for.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I can-
Sorry, I'm trying to troubleshoot something while I'm listening.
I could easily do it. I just need a little heads up on when it is. I got a lot of different Zoom meetings and virtual things going on right now. So, if we can get a heads up on when that meeting would be, I could do that.
I was gonna have a board member set it up because my schedule's wide open, and it's the board member and Bob that I think would have the least availability.
So,
Hey, Bobby, talk to us.
I'm pretty flexible. So it's, you know, as long as I have a day's notice, I can probably make it work anytime.
so it'd be Skeet and John's coordination there. Or, and Christine's, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, do we need to have 2 board members? If John's in, then that's fine.
Yeah,
We don't need to have
we should
50
only
people,
have
do we?
one. No, I would only have one due to COVID, and I
There you
don't
go.
even know.
John, did you
if-
sign up first? Perfect. That's what I heard.
So it's settled. John, are you'd be willing to do that then?
Yeah,
So John and
think we're gonna
Bob
have-
then?
yeah, I think we're gonna have trouble getting Christine to meet with us.
That's my issue.
But at
Is
least we tried.
with Chris.
Yeah, well.
Is she
yeah, I
against
guess-
having these Zoom meetings?
I haven't approached her. on Zoom meetings, but she's
Well,
been hard to
I mean,
get a
if she
hold
has,
of.
if she has a smartphone, she can download Zoom and be able to do it just like a bunch of us are doing it right now.
Yeah,
Maybe she
Mhm.
doesn't, I don't know the circumstance, but it's a pretty easy, you can do it right on your phone.
Yeah,
And then you don't need, everybody doesn't even have to meet somewhere.
true.
true.
So, are you, Melissa, will contact her and see
Yeah,
if we can have,
a Zoom meeting, okay.
and because we want to know what we can do
Mm-hmm.
to help her. We need to understand her situation and
Yeah,
Yeah, because she doesn't apply for, or doesn't
doesn't
qualify for underemployment, so,
Mhm.
because there's work to be done, and
yeah, so,
it's
As
not
a-
that we're saying she doesn't have work. She does have work.
right.
Yeah,
So, you know, as an employer, I think that it is partly fall back on us to assist her and, you know,
Yeah,
see what we can do.
Right,
So,
correct. We have to try. So is that subject pretty well
yeah.
yeah.
beat around the bush? What else
I mean,
did I miss?
John, just a quick question to John. What's your availability? Like, you pretty open, or you got,
Right now, I'm pretty open.
so should we propose a day like Thursday? I mean, anytime Thursday to see if we can meet? Give her a couple days, and, because it should only be a half hour to an hour at the most. I mean, I would be shocked if she doesn't have an hour to give us on Thursday.
All right, where would you want to do this at?
Or we could
On
just do
Zoom
Might
Zoom.
or-
be over Zoom.
Yeah, we could just do it Zoom.
I might have to talk to Jesse to see how to set up a Zoom meeting because I don't know the fundamentals of setting one up.
We'll help you out with that, and it's
Okay.
not even something that we need to use a big. system.
No, I agree.
Okay. I think the sooner the better.
Yes.
Yeah.
She did, just to go over something, she did want paid for a Friday. That was a paid holiday, Good Friday. However, on most of her sheets, she wrote, I do not work on Friday, but she wanted to know if the board would overlook that in fact of it's COVID and she's been working whenever she can. But
So
her
she brought
policy
that up
does-
after I made that note. Melissa,
Mhm.
she brought that up even though I made that notation on the pay stub and that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
think
this
she
is my
emailed
problem with
Julie-
that.
John
This is my
Kennedy.
problem with that, is that she didn't work one of the days that she normally would have been working. On all of her timesheets, if you look at it up to that point, it says under Friday, I do not work on Friday. On every single timesheet on a Friday, it says I don't work on Fridays. Then we hit COVID. Good Friday, she wants holiday pay for a day that she normally wouldn't be working anyway. And she's working primarily from home. And then on top of it, she's trying to get the holiday pay. So I think I shot out an email to everybody that I referenced the personnel policy handbook and her personal contract, because it states in there that she gets holiday pay 4 days that she's normally scheduled to work, and that is not one of them. So I mean, that's my thought. I mean, I'm standing firm where I don't think that she should get holiday pay for it. She,
Right,
you
Joy.
know, I could easily just not work and just decide to work a holiday just because I want holiday pay. I mean,
Right.
I agree with you, Joy.
So, Joy, the
yeah.
current timesheet has both Fridays she worked. 2
Well,
hours.
now she's doing it. But if you look at her previous timesheets leading up to Good Friday, I mean, Melissa can
Right.
show you every single one of them. I don't work Fridays. I don't work Fridays. Well, and then because I pointed it out to her, no, you know, like that's in, like I said, in the personal policy handbook and that for holiday pay, it states that she would get holiday pay if it was on a normal work day for her.
Correct.
She doesn't work
Correct.
Fridays.
That-
So, I mean, right
Wow.
there, we, you know, just because of COVID, I mean, she's working from home. She's already got that kind of going for her, you know, where she can kind of somewhat adjust her schedule and work on the stuff for the most part, you know, when she's able to. And to sit there and go, well, I'm home and I don't feel like working today, and I'm just going to say I worked Friday because I can get holiday pay if I work Friday. You know, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not meaning to be like this, but given the track record, I don't think, my personal opinion is she didn't work that Friday and she just wants the holiday pay, just like she has kind of made, you know, the whatever that she can get more, you know, on unemployment, just like everybody is saying right now, because they get the, you know, the extra $600 or whatever. I just
Right.
be a contributing member of society. I don't know. Whatever. I'll stay out of it. I'm not going to get in the politics of everything, but you know, don't screw the pooch. I don't know. Anyway, so my thought is no, like, and I stated it on there. I left her a voicemail. She never got back a hold of me directly. If she had an issue with it, then she should have contacted me. She didn't, by email or by phone.
I'm just brought it up again because the employee risk that, you know, the board would consider, you know, so I'm being
Well,
advocate.
I mean, it's still right in her personal policy in the
I agree.
policy book that, you know, so I would say, no, you can't. I mean, we're trying to help her, but we're not trying to just give her things, you know, like,
Okay,
I don't know.
I guess I have a question then. Several months ago, we had put a deadline for her to sign.
She did sign her.
Okay, she did sign, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just,
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
like
know if
Melissa,
that was still hanging out in the open.
No.
Okay,
no,
okay.
she signed it. And then when she had an issue with the, you know, about her vacation and that, and this is something that comes up over and over and over again. The same thing,
Right.
and I don't know how much more clear we can be. I mean, I wrote notations. Melissa has the notes that I wrote on the pay stubs or the timesheets. I don't know how much more clear we can be by saying, refer back to the personal policy handbook, refer back to your contract, you know. Yeah, in Melissa even certified mailed the stuff to her. So, you know, like overnighted it, she got it, and then she was like, that wasn't really necessary. Yeah. Well, it was, because this is a constant issue. So anyway.
And I don't try and take things up to your level until I feel there needs to be. And, you know,
I guess.
Well, and I really think
as
if
far
people are
as
going to be meeting with her, it needs to be, I mean, like, if there's going to be a meeting with her, it has to be like, do you fully understand your contract? Like, you know, this whole
Part of that needs-
vacation PTO shouldn't be brought up constantly, like every month.
Right. Yeah, and the only reason it is, I mean, because the QuickBooks calls it vacation, correct?
And we clarified
Right, but
it
she
in
knows that. Yeah,
Yes,
she
I
knows
know.
that. I mean,
I know,
Yeah.
but you can't get QuickBooks to stop putting vacation as PTO.
well, and that's what I told Melissa when I signed checks. I'm like, it needs to be taken right off of there.
Yeah,
Like,
but now
not
I
everybody
can't.
has-
I'm gonna meet with Colleen, so our
Okay.
accountant. Okay, is everybody?
So anyway, sorry guys, I'm not trying to get, but I've been putting out a lot of fires today, and this constant Chris thing coming up I feel like I'm being gnawed at, like, about Chris.
I agree
you
too.
know.
I've been.
So
Yeah, I completely understand. I got Gypsy Moth thrown at me because she's doesn't want to come into the office, which I guess I can understand, but we're not open to the public, so.
Right. John, any thoughts?
I'm with Joy on this. We've already handled this. There's no reason to do it again.
Well, yeah, I would agree. That's, she's,
I mean, if you guys are gonna sit down with her, that's fine, but I mean, I can call her again too. I mean, she doesn't answer my calls. She listens to my voicemails, I'm pretty sure. But I just feel like it's just constant. And how many times can we bring up a subject? It goes back to the whole, kind of going over something and then not being able to do anything with it until the next meeting. Well, this is like prolonged every single time. She signed the contract. She had the ability to read through it. If she had questions when she signed it, she could have asked them. And I don't think that trying to find a loophole for an extra couple dollars, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully this does not come up in our discussion with her. I mean, our discussion with her is going to be all about what's going on right now. So,
Okay.
but I agree with you,
Yeah,
Joy.
I personally wouldn't make this part of the discussion that Bob and John and Melissa are gonna have with her. Not at this time.
Well,
No.
I guarantee with how she is, I think it will come up. If this is
Well,
if this
and if
is
she
something
brings
that
it up-
she's going for, yeah, I think it will come up. So just be prepared, because I'm sure she's going to bring it up.
Well, I
That's
think
fine. I just wanted to say my piece.
no. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think after John and Bob and Melissa have their meeting with her, we need to get a good feel as to how willing she is to still work with us.
Right.
I mean,
So, will you be taking notes?
During that meeting?
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Well, just, I mean,
I'd like to know
Yeah.
you know,
kind of what transpires
yeah.
during this meeting. And if you take some minutes, if you want to call them minutes, just so the rest of the board members kind of understand what transpires.
I mean, I understand. I'll be honest with you, but I don't know if it's. Sometimes we communicate well. Other times, I feel like maybe my authority is questioned still. And I know we laid it out in the personnel policy.
Yeah, well,
And
you're the office manager.
Yeah.
She answers to you. That's just the way things work.
Yeah.
And this, why I had to reach out to you guys is I sent her an email saying, this is how many paid, this is your hours left. I got one email, then I got another email, then another email at 6 o'clock at night. And it starts
Well, and
to wear on you. When I don't respond, she keeps sending.
I say she answers to you, but ultimately she answers to the board.
Yes.
So I guess we have to be a board and help our employees out,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and all of them. you know.
Yeah. You know, it's way cheaper and easier if you can keep employees than having to retrain employees.
But, okay, so John and Bob and Melissa and Christine will try to have a meeting. And we'll see what happens through that. Right? So I guess unless I missed something, unless somebody has something else, I would call for a motion to adjourn.
I don't have anything else. Anybody?
Be looking in your email.
Um,
I'm about done with this sheet.
Okay. I guess I'll make a motion to adjourn then.
I'll second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, we have to do a roll call.
Do we or don't?
You don't really technically have to have a motion to adjourn. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. So
Okay.
you could just
Okay,
say we're
why did we
adjourning.
have to do a roll call? I'm all.
Oh yeah,
Because of,
because you do have a motion on the table.
Zoom.
Oh, the Zoom thing, okay.
So
Yeah,
we're adjourned then,
that's
right?
fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't